India, one of the Asian giants, is a country on the move, with a booming health sector thanks to its latest technological advancement. This is Mumbai, the country's commercial capital. The city has become a popular destination for people from across the globe seeking sophisticated medical care available here in India. Many decades ago, Indians used to go out there to get medical facilities across the globe. Today, the trend has changed. Instead, very many people from across the world are coming to India to get high standard of medical care. Apollo Hospitals is one of those hospitals that cater for this international and sophisticated medical care. Let's check it out. The internationally renowned hospital, Apollo Hospital, has registered accolade from the globe due to the high traffic of people seeking health services here. It has over 70 hospital networks across India. Nearly every patient who comes here with a medical issue leaves satisfied. And this is because of a combination of a wide range of facilities, right from equipments, health professionals, and excellent customer care service.
Up till now, the valve treatment, suppose somebody wanted to replace their valves, the only treatment available was to cut open the chest, expose the heart, make the heart stand still, and then replace the valve. Now, with the advancement of the medical therapies, now we have this procedure called as transcatheter aortic valve implantation or transcatheter mitral valve implantation, which means that you can actually replace the valve even without making the patient unconscious through the arteries of the groin. So you go through the leg artery through a small tube, the valve is crimped on the balloon, or it is made very narrow, and then you reach the site of the valve which is deceased, and then you open up that valve in that area. This procedure can get completed in about 45 minutes. Patient can go home in about 2 to 3 days. They are just observed in the hospital, nothing else, and they can actually start moving in the hospital immediately 2 to 3 hours after the procedure. So this is one of the greatest advancement as far as the valve treatment is concerned, and this is the present and the future of valve therapy, because most of the invasive procedure, open heart things, are going to be replaced by the valve treatment this way, and we have done a lot of cases over here with excellent outcomes.
As you can see, this is an operation theater where robotics are used to operate different patients. We're going to be having a pool of doctors who are going to explain much more about how robotics are used to operate different patients who come here for the treatment.
Cancer is increasing all over the world, and that is true in India as well as you are from Rwanda. It is the same thing. The number of patients of the cancers are increasing, and therefore it is very important that we must be aware of the cancer. So this machine is capable of giving a very highly precise, very small area. At the same time, there are certain areas where the tumor is very large. It is like abdomen, it is got in the pelvis, it has got some the abdomen, so we want to treat a large area. So this machine is also capable of giving a larger area. Even we can give radiation to the what we call for the bone marrow transplantation, the whole body radiation. So this is a very precise, very sophisticated machine for giving radiation from outside. It is important, over the period of time we have started learning that we can give a very high dose to the tumor area, but the another important and the other issue was there, because the normal cells or normal tissue should not get high dose of radiation therapy. So what happens when they get a high dose, they show the reaction, so we call it as a complication. Over the period of time we have learned by giving a very precise radiation therapy.
I think the most important aspect is the right diagnosis. We had patients who came from Rwanda also, initially diagnosed as cancer, but not found to have cancer. They were more found to have TB, tuberculosis. So the most important aspect is the diagnosis. Second thing is, nowadays in the era of today's treatment, you don't require only a diagnosis, you require a tissue for what you call molecular aspect. So nowadays it's something known as personalized therapy. For every cancer, everybody's cancer, there is a separate treatment. So you have something known as personalized therapy, where you take the tissue, send it for sampling, test it, and try to find out what kind of particular mutation they have, and accordingly give the medicine. Something I give example of lung cancer. There are around 50% of lung cancer patients which do not require any chemotherapy. In a stage 4 setting, you can manage with them only a tablets, and sometimes the tablets, they work so better that the side effect profile is very less. So I think the most important aspect is why people come for so far off. One thing is the right diagnosis, which makes a lot of difference.
As you see, we are in the dialysis unit of Apollo Hospital, and you see there are about advanced machines that we have from Fresenius with us. Our patients are dialyzed in 4 shifts. We dialyze them even at night shifts for people who are convenient, and we do something called as nocturnal hemodialysis. So that is something that we do it at our center, which is not done at most places. Nocturnal dialysis has a unique advantage of giving almost normal kidney-like function to patients who are on dialysis, which is a more complete form of dialysis because the clearance is much more on nocturnal dialysis, and you are almost able to eat and drink as like a normal person would. So that's something that we offer to our patients here at Apollo Hospital. Beyond that, we have machines and technology like the dialyzers to deal with patients who are going to stay on long-term dialysis. So we use dialyzers which are going to remove certain toxins which are not removed by routine dialyzers, and world over they are used. We use those high-flux dialyzers to remove middle molecules, etc., for patients who do not have an option to get a transplant later.
Now when you are looking at this machine over here, this is the machine which is the state-of-the-art latest radiotherapy machine. Now this has got the capabilities of giving a very large area for radiation, or we can give a very precise, very tiny radiation beam within the body. Now if I give an example, you have got a tumor, something in a brain which is a very small tumor. Now we do not want to damage the surrounding normal tissue in the brain, because that will cause some problems. So what happens in this area, we focus only to a very small area. We call it as a stereotactic radiation, right? Means we are focusing a radiation in a very tiny area, so surrounding area doesn't get radiation at all.
Doctors at Apollo hospitals say they can hardly conduct diagnosis without highly advanced equipments, especially for complicated medical conditions. One of the key outstanding tools used here is the robotics that are revolutionizing the health system by enabling what was initially perceived as impossible in an early operation.
It can move 360 degrees. So let's see this as a patient spine which we are. So this is what has happened over here. You can see that this screw is already occupying a part of bone, right? And there is another screw which is occupying the part of the bone. Now I have planned a screw. This blue and orange are the planned screws.
Yes.
What I want to do now.
Yes, yes.
So I have planned a screw in a way that this is bypassing the old track of this screw. It is not going into the same track.
Yes.
It's creating altogether a new way into the bone. So if the old track is like this, my new track is like this. So it's actually overlapping the older screw from a very shorter time. I have to remove this screw because with this screw in I can't put in a new one.
I think we have achieved quite a bit. The cost is very reasonable compared. We got all the, we are all US and UK trained surgeons and doctors here. and we have been training a lot of international doctors. The cost is significantly different from America or Germany or UK. So I think the cost is 1/5 or 1/10 of the cost which is there. So that is one main attraction for many of the people who cannot afford treatment. But apart from the cost, I think we started delivering better results than most centers abroad.
At Apollo, patients are central to everything, making this hospital unique when it comes to exceptionally delivering best services compared to other parts of the world. Unlike some instances in some hospitals where patients are left unattended to, at Apollo Hospital in Navi Mumbai, family members and other persons responsible for attending to the patients are accorded their own facilities. Cancer treatment remains a main challenge in many parts of the world. But due to the technology used here at Apollo hospitals, the disease can be controlled with 1 week. And this is why the hospital is praised by discharged patients after receiving treatment.
My name is Patrick Azitrova. I came from Nigeria. When I was having a problem of prostate enlargement, before I started feeling not passing urine normal. Before we heard about of Apollo through my daughter, I went through the surgery. The surgery was successful. After everything, remove of everything, I start pressing urine normal. I have myself fit back as a normal person. I am very, very happy.
My wife and I are just so happy with the professionalism of Apollo Hospital. The staff, the attention to detail that the staff gave to my wife and I was exceptional. And we are just so happy that we chose Apollo, and we are so happy, and we would recommend anyone that is considering any kind of medical care, but especially in the area of maternity or having a baby, to consider Apollo.
Jina naitwa Asha Ali Suleiman, mtoto wangu wa pili ambaye ni Hasnat Hamadi Juma. Nikajiuliza ni nini? Kila nikimwangalia mtoto naona upumuaji wake ulikuwa sio wa kawaida. Tukaenda zahanati ndogo. Nilipoenda Mwananyamala nikapima x-ray. Nilipopima x-ray nikaambiwa moyo wake ni mkubwa. Wakanambia tatizo lake halitotibika pale Muhimbili, itatibika India. Kwa hiyo nifanye process mtoto akatibiwe India. Naingia mwanangu simkabati hata kumbeba. Namwangalia tu. Kwa kweli roho ilikuwa inaniuma, nilikuwa sinywi silali, nafikiria mwanangu. Nasema atapona. Ananiita hata mama. Namshukuru Mungu. Hizo ni changamoto nyingi nilokutana nazo.
My name is Odubalamide Oluwaseun Odunaya. You can call me Ola Odunaya, that's fine. I was in on Monday, this is Friday. I feel so good. I got the surgery done on Tuesday, worked on Wednesday, worked on Thursday. I'm actually really excited about my experience here so far. The nurses, they smile a lot. Not all of them understand English so well, but then the flow has been amazing. They've been very nice, willing to help. I press the button like 1,000 times a day. They still come back smiling. The medication's fantastic. My experience has been pain-free.
I came to Apollo Hospital, Hyderabad for my father's treatment, Mr. Sambhu Prasad, for oral surgery, cancer. And Mr. Kaushik, Dr. Kaushik has been taking care of him, and Nandita. They are really marvelous. They've treated him very well and they took care of him very well. And now we are happily safe going home.
Doctors in this hospital, all the people that work in this hospital, I can say they with God are the same.
In a bid to ensure the best service delivery, Apollo Hospitals caters for its patients by availing the pickup right from Mumbai International Airport to the hotel and the daily pickup to and from the hotel. Apollo Hospital is the largest hospital group in India and has continuously been awarded Hospital of the Year in India. The hospital boasts of over 10,000 surgeries a year, over 1 million minor surgeries, as well as over 2,600 liver transplants. Apollo hospitals also have performed numerous transplants over the years, with excellent success rates for both local and international patients, and has become the first hospital group to complete over 1,500 BMT procedures. The hospital has a highly qualified BMT team as well as very stringent infection control norms. The Apollo hospitals have some of the leading BMT specialists and the most comprehensive and cost-effective packages for bone marrow transplants in India. Today, Rwandans are among those that have had access on these advanced healthcare facilities, and this is because of existing cordial relations between Rwanda and India. In August 2018, Indian Prime Minister His Excellency Narendra Modi visited Rwanda and held talks with his counterpart, His Excellency President Paul Kagame. The two leaders expressed their satisfaction at the excellent relations between their respective countries in the overall context of strategic partnership. After their talks, they led the signing of an MOU in wide-ranging areas of cooperation